EFF came to me, all provinces came to me and asked me to avail myself as a president of the EFF in the next NPA. And I agreed. And they only came to discuss me with me. They didn't come to discuss other people. And it is their duty as provincial leaders to do that. To tell us that you must avail yourself, or even if you avail yourself, please be aware that we will not support you for this position. It doesn't mean hatred. It's just an honesty so that when you arrive here at the NPA, you don't say, these guys hate me. Why didn't they talk to me? I would have understood. No, they are doing their work. And as part of the tradition, all of us who are sitting here today, leaders of the EFF in the provinces before the current ones, came to us to come and ask us to avail ourselves. And we are following the same process that has happened even before. I think that is that. Is there any question I didn't answer? No. I answered that one of... we don't anticipate any challenge. We are anticipating a robust debate. Because even the criteria used to bring delegates here was of a higher standard. The branch had to meet a particular standard. And you know, once this branch meets this particular standard, it will produce a quality delegate who will not be obsessed with votes. Because the branches that are not of quality, they produce voting kettles. Voting kettles don't care about discussions. When you talk about organizational redesign, international relations, blah, blah, you speak for a very long time, SG. When you finish, what? Fagigam. They don't hear those things we're talking about. They want voting. So we are not bringing to our conference voting kettles. We're bringing quality. Thanks, Liam.
Done on this side. 4, 5.
Good morning. Yes. Good morning to the leadership of the EFF. Just a couple of questions from me. My name is Lize Gatandwa. I'm from Times Live. Mr. Malema, the ANC and the DA have been in this discussion around the Bella Act. We know what the EFF has said around the Bella Act, that it must be implemented in its entirety. Because it affects me, and I think it affects every parent, black or otherwise, what do you think needs to happen? If the ANC concedes to the DA's demands around the two clauses, what does it mean for the transformation agenda? Just your perspective on it. And have you engaged the president around the Bella Act as the DA and other stakeholders have? I want to ask all the other leaders if they will contest their respective positions or possibly other positions in the top leadership. Primarily interested in the chairperson and the secretary, as well as the deputy secretary general. Mr. Malema, you entered into this progressive caucus early on this year, or when Parliament started. I wonder if, because there's quite a number of us who didn't feel that MK, in terms of the posture that President Zuma was taking in the lead up to the elections, that it didn't exemplify a leftist party. I wonder what constituted a progressive caucus to you, and does that still remain? My last question, sorry, there's quite a number. The ICC coming out with this arrest warrant for Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu. Given the South African, I think you also shared those feelings that the ICC favored the West. Has this changed your perspective on that forum? Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sine Sipho from Times Live. Mr. Malema, you have previously spoken about the MK party reaching out to the EFF leadership as in means of working with the Red Berets, but you had sort of rejected this. Zuma has again lamented his intention of wanting to work with the EFF. However, you have sort of highlighted that the MK party has been sort of trying to get EFF members into their own party, growing their own party. Has the MK party leadership reached out to the EFF yet again post-elections to try and convince the EFF to sort of join alliances with the MK party? And what is your position on that? Thank you.
Nia Kumalo again from Newsroom Africa. Lizega has touched a bit on this. I just wanted clarity, Mr. Malema, on the Progressive Caucus. Given the statement that you said about the MK party not being welcome to more as you march, does this mean that the EFF will not be part of the Progressive Caucus, or despite what you said, you are still in that Progressive Caucus? Thank you.
Greetings to the leadership. My name is Thando Mayego, and I'm from the Business Day. So in the discussion documents, the NPA discussion documents, particularly the one on organizational character, the EFF assesses its leadership, particularly saying that a substantial number of those deployed within government at local level or wherever are not loyal to the party, but are rather loyal to their deployments. How does the EFF, or particularly you, Mr. Malema, how do you foresee changing this in order to better the organization? Has this had any impact on nominations or anything of that sort, leadership nominations in the upcoming NPA, in terms of vote buying or anything like that? Similarly, with regards to CCT members, you say that these members do not do anything in relation to their CCT portfolios and are lazy. How do you change that with the incoming CCT and the incoming leadership? Thank you very much.
Good day, Nkosinathi Shazi from Power FM. My first question is to the other leaders of the EFF. And it's more of a bit of a scathing question. As the tenure of the Central Command team comes to a close, does the rest of the leadership believe that they could have done more during their tenure? The reason why I ask that is because, of course, Mr. Malema, as the leader, takes the shine. Whenever we have press conference, we mainly come for him. And we also seen a situation where former EFF Deputy President Floyd Shivambu, after leaving the EFF, seemed to found a political bounce in his step. So this is a question to the other members of the leadership. Do you guys believe that you did well during your tenure? Will this be the order of the day for the next Central Command team meeting? Central Command, the leadership. Second question, with your guys' tenure set to come to an end, what would you rank yourself out of 10? Of course, after the 2019 general elections, you emerged as the third largest party. You guys have made strides in Africa, but you guys also face difficulties. You're now the fourth largest party after the election. So what would you rank yourselves out of 10? And then my last question, Mr. Malema, can the EFF live without you? The reason why I'm saying that, of course, you are heading into your third NPA. Of course, you just announced that you would be contesting the leadership position. But can the EFF exist without you? If, hypothetically speaking, which is unlikely, you lose the leadership position, can the EFF live without Julius Malema? Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm Hawalo Magoleo from UFM. You know, when a publication ran a story that Mr. Ndlozi could possibly be the next to leave, we saw quite pressure from people purporting to be EFF members on social media to say the newspaper says this. Why is the leadership, the organization, not responding? Previously, the EFF never flinched because of a single media report, but this time it appears that each time there's a story, the negative ones, membership wants the party to now issue a statement. You feel like that the approach you had of closing rank is now cracking, under pressure organizationally. And also, regarding your chapters elsewhere on the continent, there's elections there in Namibia. What are your expectations of that Namibian chapter? Because they contested previous elections, gained entry into parliament, but other than that, we have not seen the EFF doing better anywhere, whether it's Zimbabwe, whether it's Tanzania. They've not really gained ground. Even on social media, you can see that their pages were updated many months ago. So how's that project coming of having a presence on the continent? Thank you.
Thank you, Leanne. CD Madia. She catches grace from Julius for fun. Just a few questions, and I think a lot of them have been asked about your leadership, but I want to go back 5 years ago, around about this time. You had a media briefing ahead of the second NPA, and you made a comment about the amount of pressure that falls on Julius Malema's shoulders. No matter what the EFF does, you get judged. That was your view then. I just want to get your sense of it now, and the evolution of the EFF alongside with that, taking into consideration that you did find your members now leading in government, and you did raise concerns about what that threat meant for the EFF. So that's a multi-pronged question. Number two, a few weeks ago, we saw throngs of orange going to the Voortrekker monument. And part of what I was reflecting on when I watched that is how emboldened particular pockets of our society have become. That the 2024 general election results have made particular sectors feel that we can be taken back. You've been asked many questions about transformation here today, but mine is really just about watching what are generally black parties going off at each other in public spats. Just your sense of what needs to happen, because the truth of the matter is people are emboldened. White people in this country are emboldened and trying to drag us in a particular direction. And I cannot be the only person who sees it. Does the EFF see it? What is your perspective? That sea of orange in Pretoria, in Tshwane, I cannot forget. Just to comment on that. And lastly, you say everyone you anticipated to leave has left. Let me ask you quickly, who of those who've left is a great singer there? Thanks.
Thank you very much, TG. Greetings to the officials, greetings to the media here. So I come from Ward 5 in Tshwane, and Ward 5 did not make it to the NPA because they got less than 10%. However, I also come from, as I said, Tshwane region, led by Fighter Obakeng as the chairperson, Fighter Blessing as the secretary. We'll get the mandate from them. They will go and lobby the province. So Commissar Nguleko Dunga and Commissar Moshe will then consolidate their view within the province, and we'll get guidance from the province. We are having leaders of the province here in Gauteng and across all the provinces, and therefore I'll get the mandate from Gauteng. On the question of, I think it's you who said how do